Well, hey there, Heather. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. For those of you watching, I'm Jackie Flynn. I'm one of the hosts of the Playful EMDR Summit. I'm an EMDRIA approved consultant, registered play therapist supervisor, and a fan of Heather Hale. I have her book, the Notice That book, and then she's recommended some products to me that I've bought. And I just love the way that she teaches. So I'm here with Heather. And we are going to, or she's going to teach us something cool. So, Heather, would you mind introducing yourself, telling people who you are and what you do?
Sure. And I'm a Jackie Finn fan too. Fan club. Um, I'm Heather Hale, and I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina, in a suburb called Cary. I'm a licensed clinical mental health counselor supervisor, a registered play therapist supervisor, and a MDRIA approved consultant. And I work with under Jackie and with the bone. Do you see the work with playful EMDR? Sometimes I'll help them do some assisting when they're doing their basic training. And I love to be part of the summits. I kind of have just a very backstage presence there, which I like. Um, and so that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, and you're great. You were at the virtual EMDR summit, Playful EMDR summit that we had. You told us all about the bilateral speakers. Bilateral is your jam. If one of the many you write books and do EMDR and play therapy and supervision and all kinds of stuff. So I know you created something to a training or like a mini little webinar for us. You want to go ahead and
Yeah.
get started?
All right. So just a couple slides. I found that, well, with working with children and adolescents, adults too, is that you need um, a variety of ways to help the nervous system calm down.
Yeah.
Um, and one of the ways I found is integrating bilateral music, which is free. You can find it on YouTube. So you don't have to buy anything. You can if you want, and we'll talk about that. Um, and integrating it with art or sand tray to enhance state change, which I think is so important. I know, Jackie, you're huge with polyvagal, and that's part of polyvagal, I think, is being able to shift your state to a more regulated place.
Yeah, I think it's good to go in and out of the states. Where it becomes problematic is when we get stuck or our clients are stuck in states. So to be able to shift is super cool.
Right, right. And helping children and adolescents see that what that feels like to shift from one to the next in the moment. Um, so I came up with this just very simple and easy um, exercise using bilateral music and art or sand tray to help notice a state of dysregulation or a state that is not pleasing to you, and then how it transforms to a more pleasing state.
Okay.
Um, okay. So this, I just want to make sure. Okay. So this exercise is great for phase two and resource building. But really, I think that when we work with children, especially, a lot of times they come into our office and they need to be regulated or
Yeah.
they're dysregulated and they need to find a place where it feels like they're ready to do the work. So you can do this really at any time, even just when they're walking in the door.
Mhm.
And I do this with all ages, so I think it's appropriate for all ages. My kids that I work with love it because um, the speakers that we use light up and that feels good to them. You could do this with individual groups or families. And you'll need bilateral music, which is easy because you can find it on YouTube, Pandora, any of your music streaming places has bilateral EMDR music. I have my favorite that I use through EMDR or through YouTube, but you might find a different one that you like. You'll
Okay,
need
so you have a go-to YouTube video for
I
that.
have a go-to, yes. And it's just and it feels pleasing to me. And then my clients, they just kind of know the music now. But you don't have to use that one. You can find one that feels good to you.
And I think it's
Um,
important for those of you watching that may not be familiar with bilateral or EMDR. EMDR is eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. It's a type of therapy that works with trauma and way more. In the bilateral stimulation, Heather's teaching us about some ways to deliver it through music right now, but it's just that rhythmic, alternating right, left, helps things to, I think of it, Heather, it's like a kind of like we digest our food in our body. It's kind of like how our psychological stuff is digested through our nervous system.
yes, yes. I like that analogy. And I like to think about when I'm doing resource building or state change, I like to think about it as a slow walk through the
Mm,
woods. We're not running through it. Reprocessing feels like we're speeding up our BLS, our bilateral.
yeah,
But when I'm doing change and preparation phase and resource building, I want it to feel very soothing and calm.
yeah.
And we are all very rhythmic human beings. We like rhythm. We're born that way. We're born to work in rhythm. And you'll hear from this music that it does have a rhythmic beat, a left, right, with some other music embedded into it, but you'll hear and feel that left, right, left, right.
Hmm.
Um, so I like to use these
Let me pin it.
dual,
See.
these are just dual Bluetooth speakers. There's
Mhm.
nothing bilateral specific about them. You can get them on Amazon. They light up, so kids think they're cool because they light up. They can change the color. They can feel the beat in their hand, so that feels good.
Hmm.
Or you could just have them there as they're doing this art project or their sand tray. Sometimes I'll just put them on either side of my sand tray.
Yeah.
But you don't have to buy these. You can just use earbuds.
Hmm.
Or you can just use your computer if your computer has left and right speakers on it.
Nice, nice. I know when you told us that, whoever's selling those must have been like, wow.
We're getting so many of them.
Yeah.
I like that they're so portable. I could place them anywhere. If a kiddo is doing some work on the floor, um, and I feel like this is a resource building type play that they're doing, I'll say, let me go grab my speakers really quick.
Yeah.
And I could just have them there.
Hmm. Oh, I
It
love
also
that. I've
helps
enjoyed
my nervous system.
wonderful there. I just love your presence. I could
Uh,
imagine being one of your clients.
well, I don't know what they would say, but I do love it. I feel like it has to feel. I feel this is what I truly feel is that when clients walk into your office, it should feel like a state change when they walk in.
Mm.
That their state should adjust in a way that feels pleasing to them because it's a place that feels safe and inviting.
Oh, so as they get into a safe space, as they enter into like this safety, they feel a neuroception of safety, which helps them to then shift their states. Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah.
Right. So I am particular about my space, and I have I'm so lucky. I have nature all around me in my office. So I have
Oh my.
walls of windows.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it
Oh,
I think it's so important to for me to see nature, to feel nature, and to invite it in.
so
And
are you in
I
South
really have
Carolina?
North Carolina.
North Carolina, close.
Yes. Yeah, close.
We both have our maybes back there. I see your maybe. I put my
Oh,
maybe.
my maybe. I know. There it is. I do.
Right there. I put mine up when I seen yours. Mine's
Oh,
kind of chilling up there on the shelf.
they're friends. I often wonder what people like think when not a lot of people walk by my office, but sometimes some of the people that work in this office building and think they probably wonder what goes on in that room.
You know, I had one of my friends, well, Dr. Dobo is the EMDR therapist. He came for a study group one time and he came in and he's like, is this a daycare? The toys. I was like, no, no, it's
Get the daycare. I
therapy.
feel that way sometimes.
Oh,
All right. Let me see
yeah.
if I can go on to the next one and see what's okay. So this is from me. Um, so I feel like it's true.
Yeah.
Um, what is state change? In the simplest form, state change is changing from one state of emotional feeling to another state of emotional feeling. Um, I'm particular about that wording because what is an emotional pleasing state to me might not be an emotionally pleasing state to someone else.
Real.
Um, or like my child has severe ADHD and sensory processing, and his emotionally regulated place isn't what feels emotionally regulating for me.
Yeah.
Um, so I think Lisa Dion had stated, um, don't talk about calmness or don't use calmness isn't safe for everyone. Um, so I'm particular about those wordings because I want everyone's emotional state to feel welcome.
Yes. Yes. Even if they're activated, there's a reason.
Yes.
Wow.
Right, right.
Beautiful.
So I gave an example. Imagine walking down a path on a sunny day feeling calm, and that would be for me because walking down a path on a sunny day is calming to me. And suddenly a dog begins to bark and charge at you. Your state will change dependent on your memory. That works for barking and charging dogs. So the reason why I wrote that is because my dog is a golden retriever and he's the mayor, and he would bark and run towards people. And if people saw Charlie barking and running to them, they would welcome him with wide open arms.
Oh,
So that would be a good feeling to the people who know Charlie.
yeah.
Um, but for someone else who doesn't know Charlie, that memory or that feeling, that state change might change to something different.
Oh, yes. I'm thinking, especially if there's some type of trauma in their past, maybe a dog bite or some related incident where
Mhm.
even though Charlie's safe, safe doesn't feel safe to them. Plus,
Right, exactly. They don't know.
mm-hmm.
Um, So I think for all humans, it's important to practice state change. Um, I don't know what happened with the rest of my wording. Practicing state change helps our clients.
Dot, dot, dot. It just helps our clients.
It helps our clients.
Girl, I want
Um,
to see a picture of Charlie.
oh my gosh. I I listened to something the other day and it said golden retrievers are the Dolly Partons of dogs. Oh my God, they are. They are.
They sing
Um,
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
and pet, I'm not I don't bring Charlie into my office because I really can't deal with fur and sand. That's just too much
Yeah.
and miniatures. Um, but I see how pets change people's states all the time.
You know what? I was just talking to one of my clients about that. Like, without fail, I have seen, like, if someone has a dog or a cat, I've seen it with a cat too. during a heightened state during the processing, the animal will come over and connect with the client on telehealth. And that
Mhm.
connection, right after it, there's an adaptive shift. There's a turn towards resolution and a reduced level of distress. I love it. That's why I like EMDR Online, is because we have access to resources such as their pets and their things at home that we don't have in our office.
Exactly. And I'm sure you have done this where you've taught your clients to use their pets to help with state change.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you practice it in the office without their pets. Some of my clients do bring their pets to my office, but then you do an imaginary state change with the pet, but then they get to go home and practice it. And I've had plenty of clients too that have practiced that and they bought these. But I say, you don't have to buy them. You could just use your earbuds and just notice your state shifting.
Yes. So good. And we do so much natural BLS during the day. I think our body is naturally attuned to at least the kind of the just a gentle version of it.
Hmm. I just walking and bike
Mm-hmm.
riding.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did that this morning.
So do you want to do the experiential or should we just
Yeah, let's
I'll
do
kind
it.
of explain it?
And I see, yeah, you have Dr. Freed's Santry on there. I use that every day. I love, she just
No.
made a mind body app to where we can do it's just like the Santry, except for you can put in there in the body like the felt sense and what it might need or want or
Hmm.
feel.
And that's online now?
I think so. I think so. It will be shortly. I have a link for it. I'm not sure if it's linked to the public yet, but it's coming soon if it's not already, depending on what when it is at the time that everyone's watching.
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
I would love to practice.
Okay. So in the following page, I put this on here for anyone that might want to just, snap a picture of the screen. And this is the protocol, just kind of um, written out.
Okay.
Um, so I'm going to stop screen share so that I can screen share the music and show
Okay.
that. And also give me a chance to.
So excited. There's nothing like seeing like other people work and learning stuff. It feels good. I love our
Oh, it,
community.
it does feel good to learn, doesn't it?
Yes.
I'm just going to. So you can do this with just regular paper.
Okay.
What I liked or a sand tray for the online stage tray.
Okay.
So
What would be better, paper or I'll just do paper for simplicity. Although I could
okay,
sand tray. I'll do paper.
I like to, but again, this, you don't have to do this. I like to do a sheet of paper and fold it in half and then cut it because we'll end up doing two of these and we'll do a little bit of like uh, maybe a little bit of a faster than I normally would do. Because at the end, you'll have either your two sand trays or your two pictures right next to each other. And I find that this half size feels better.
Okay.
But you don't have to do that. Whatever is comfortable for you. And I just got new markers.
Ooh, okay. Oh, those are nice. Oh, I wish I could
Yes.
use those. I have some
And
pith.
Sharpie just, oh, perfect. Look at all those in the wood bowl.
It's a heart. It's my favorite shape.
Oh my gosh, that it is. And there's a heart right behind you too.
Yeah, I have them. I even have a tattoo of a heart.
It's it
Perfect.
does mean a lot to you.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, so this is the playlist that I like. This is my go-to one.
Oh,
Um,
Jorge Henderson Colossus.
Yeah. And he has a ton of them on his playlist.
Oh,
I always start out with one because it's just the one that my clients know the best.
should I
And
get my headphones?
yes, if you can do your headphones, it should come out via your speaker too.
Okay. Yes, I heard it.
Let me press play real quick and see if it comes out just to make sure because I did hit share
Yeah,
sound.
I heard it. Yeah.
Okay. But headphones would be great too. And so first what we want to do is activate the nervous system, and we want to have our clients think about a time recently where they had a feeling that felt unpleasant to them.
Oh, okay.
So
I have one.
come up. Okay. And then notice in your body where that feeling lives. Where is that feeling as you're thinking about that event right now?
Right in my throat
Okay.
and my eyes. I could feel it kind of moving up to my eyes and right up here.
So more in this area.
Yeah, yeah, definitely like right at the top of my throat and maybe a little heaviness by my eyes, like I could cry if I wanted to.
Now, if you were to take that feeling that's inside you right now,
Hmm.
take it from inside and put it on the paper, what would that feeling look like? And if you're doing a sand tray, you could do your online sand tray or you could do it sand tray. So this is where I'll play the music and just imagine taking that feeling from that event and putting it on the paper.
I did it.
So now, once we have the unpleasant feeling for the client, then we sit and think, and this would take a little bit longer for our clients if it were in a real session. Then we want to say, after that feeling visited, what came next? So, what feeling came in after that feeling? And we can name it if you want, or it could just be whatever it is. And so then I'll say, hey, do you notice what feeling came in after that unpleasant feeling?
Yes, it's interesting. It went away. It literally went away. It was pretty strong when I first noticed it, and then it moved up to my face, and now there's like a lightness. So I think the feeling that it was like a sadness. I have a friend that's sad right now, and I just feel really uncomfortable, like knowing that she's going through so much pain. Um, so it started off as this purple.
Hmm.
Carol pin so we could see it. Let's see, pin. Started off as this purple right here, almost like a
Hmm.
balloon was kind of filling up my head. It was a blue. And then as the bilateral music started and I just was drawing it, then I felt a lightness like a sunshine.
Okay. So now notice in your body where that sunshine is. And and here's a side note. Not all clients' next feeling is pleasant for them or desirable. So sometimes you have to do this several times until they get to a feeling that feels more tolerable and one that they want to imagine for their positive state change. Most times it is, but sometimes it's not. So keep going until you get to a more positive. So now just imagine where that sunshine feeling is in your body.
Okay.
And if you can take that feeling from inside and put it on the paper so that we all have a visual sense of what that looks like. And I'll start the bilateral again.
Okay.
Now take a deep breath. Would you like to share? You don't have to, but would you like to share?
There it is. That's the sunshine.
There it is. So it shifted.
It
So,
shifted. It's all gone. It probably started at like a 3 and now it's dissolved,
mm,
resolved, or dissolved or both.
and see, I didn't get a number, but I should have.
It
So
worked
then,
even without it.
right, exactly. Sometimes, I mean, we don't, it's never, is it ever perfect?
I'm, I've never had it perfect yet.
So then the last part of this is then to have your clients take their sand tray or their art and put them next to each other. We'll screen share one more time. And I just want you to look, gaze from the feeling that was unpleasant to the pleasant feeling, and just shift your gaze from left to right. And if you want to make it shift with that bilateral beat, that would be great. I can invite, would you like me to play the music or do you want to just do the eyes back and forth?
The music could be good.
All right. Just notice how your body has the ability to go from an unpleasant to a more pleasant feeling for you. Take a deep breath. What do you notice right now?
I feel good. I feel neutral.
Mhm. That's good. That's what it should be. Um, and so what I have found with my clients, even my very, very active movers and shakers, there's something about that rhythmic beating of the music that brings them to a place where they can find their feeling
Yeah.
and just notice that it can shift.
I cannot wait to do that with one of my clients later on today.
Oh,
I'm excited. I'm going to make sure my headphones are all charged up and ready to go. Or also I have these speakers too, so any delivery of the music, and it's so gentle too. It's soothing.
right. There's something gentle about that, but and the beating isn't harsh. But so I do the music mainly for just not reprocessing, for resource building.
Okay.
I haven't found one yet for me that's a fast BLS. Um, so I haven't used, God
Excuse me.
bless you,
Thank you.
music for phase four.
Okay.
A beta can be done. I just haven't found it.
I know there's a bilateral stimulation.io does some the beeping and you can do, heartbeat and all the different things too. It's free.
Hmm,
Pretty cool.
there you
You
go.
change the speed, you make it fast. And so the music though is really nice. I love it.
Yeah, that it does create, for me, it creates a calmness.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel calm too. Yeah. Regulated.
And what a great, this is something that parents can do at home with their children. You can teach them. I know with Calm Safe Place, I teach it to parents
Yeah.
and help them and show them how to do the slow BLS at home. This is something that parents can do very easily at home if they're having to reprocess an event or they're just even to install a state of, wow, look how your body is being right now.
Yeah. Some positives add up. Way more good stuff than tough stuff.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
right.
Like if it was a bank account of good stuff inside your nervous system, we'd want it to be abundant.
Right. Yeah. So we could take our withdrawals.
As life happens.
I know, right? Yeah, that's a good analogy. You're gonna have to write that metaphor down.
Oh, I pull that a little bit from the Gottman method, couples therapy, the relationship bank account, that 5-to-1 ratio. It seems to apply. I don't, of course, it's all relative, but it's way more good stuff than tough stuff. Seems like a pretty good ratio. Nothing statistical. Well, Heather, thank you so much. And I know you're a consultant. Like if people wanted to get consultation from you, how could they get your services? Do you have a link or website?
Yeah, I have a website, heatherhaletherapy.com,
Okay,
and my
here.
email is heather@heatherhaletherapy.com. But it's also on the website, and I have consultation information on there as well.
That sounds good. And Hale is Hale. And you have a book. Notice that.
Yes, we're
You have it
and
handy.
my oh, go with that.
See, go
And
with
so
that.
and this book is it's a very specific niche. It's a play therapist or people that do play therapy with children, um, and EMDR. So it helps explain the starting process, what we're doing. And the reason why I wrote it was because I had a hard time explaining what is EMDR and play therapy. Um, and so I wrote it, and then Helen Beckley Forrest illustrated, and she did an amazing job bringing it to life.
Beckley Forest. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that would happen to be Anne's daughter.
Yes. For those of you watching, Ann Beckley Forrest is also a host of the, would it be host or hostess? Hostess with mostess. She's also a host at the Playful EMDR Summit along with Annie Monaco, and her daughter illustrated that beautiful book. I know predictability and familiarity are cues of safety. So just being able to have that knowledge before you come in, already adding up some good stuff, adding up some
How?
safety. It's a good book. So below this video, you'll see Heather's um, website, her email address, and a link to the book if you're interested, and also a link to the Playful EMDR Summit if it has already happened at the time that you watching this. Just go to playfulemdr.com. Ann and Annie always have something amazing going
Oh,
on.
I'm so excited. I love it when our community comes together.
I do too. I love it, love it. Speaking of communities, also play therapy community. There'll be a link below to the Facebook group, and you could join the mailing list or playtherapycommunity.com. Heather, thank you so much. As
You're
always,
welcome.
you've just been wonderful.
Thank you, Jackie. And I'll see you soon.
See you soon. See you in Utah, Springdale.